Do you want anything from the shop?
Sundered Fate.
Alright, now that's a good box set. I'm David, this is Hobby Jackal, and we've had the first expansion to hit for Warcry 2nd edition. We've already seen a couple of chameleon skinks, but we're seeing the full warband, the full unveiling of Sundered Fate, plus a couple of their little pets, and the foes they're facing against, the Tzeentch warband, who are there to chisel things up. In addition, of course, we're getting some fantastic new terrain. Let's go check it out.
Right, so here's our article. It's Monday the 24th of October 2022 and I'm excited. Chameleon skinks hunt jade-masked Tzeentch cultists in the new Warcry box, Sundered Fate. So as mentioned in my introduction, this is the first expansion for the second edition of Warcry, following on from the Heart of Ghur box set. We were told a little while ago this would be coming, and we were told they would come every 3 months, so we are expecting this to be available in November. Although in this article they haven't actually specified a release date. Scrolling down, we're told gloomy root halls filled with treasure are just a fragment of the true bounty resting at the heart of the ravening ruin, the downed Seraphon temple ship once known as the Eye of Chotek. It's time to venture deeper into Talaxis, where 2 new warbands are preparing to battle over mysteries found within. Just to clarify there, the ravening ruin, the Eye of Chotek and Talaxis are one and the same. We're greeted with a video, as we often are in these reveals. There's nothing new or sneaky to see in this one, aside from the fact at the very end they do call it the Revenging Ruin rather than the Ravening Ruin. And a chunky well done to those that connected the word fate in Sundered Fate with Tzeentch. You got it right. Hats off to you. So I'm just going to jump right on down to the good stuff. So as we scroll down, we get a look at the full box. It's notable in the video reveal, it doesn't look like you're getting the rule book in this box set. You do get Stealth and Stone, which is going to be the campaign book to go alongside this. So as you can see in the image, we're getting some brand new gnarloak terrain. And if you've watched my previous videos, I did actually touch upon these when checking out the new chameleon skinks. Alongside this, you are getting a duplicate of the scatter terrain sprue, which does feature these 2 rope bridges that are also coming along with this. So just to say, it's lighter on the ground than the original Heart of Ghur box set, but does seem to be designed to be combined. So we get a good look at the chameleon skink warband, the Hunters of Huanchi, and we're told the power emanating from the Ravening Ruin is so rich and intoxicating, more and more warbands are breaching the borders the Seraphon has drawn around the Eye of Chotek. The Hunters of Huanchi are a stealthy band of chameleon skin guardians, and they don't like that one bit. So as we can see here, we're getting some different loadouts throughout the warband, including a musician and a leader here with the helmet and a couple of javelins. We've also got these great weapons here, which kind of look like a bolus, but they do look like kind of little light greyish rocks. And actually, the more I see them, the more I really like these chameleon skinks. Look at their little toothless mouths. Only thing I've got to say is the really, really shiny, gleaming gold is not necessarily great if you're being stealthy and camouflaged. But it does look good, so I'll let them off for their bling. So I did wonder if we were going to be solving a couple of the Seraphon rumour engines that we've seen previously, including a spear, but that's not appeared here, and even the ferns, which look similar to these, don't appear to be part of this warband. But we know there are a few Seraphon ones lurking in the wings. So in this final image we do see this skink down here that we've seen before, and also this one here, which is a repeat of one that we've just seen. So in these close-ups they're only actually showing us 8 skinks, but I did check the original image and there are actually 10 in the box. But notably we did see one of the missing ones in a close-up in a previous article. And it's certainly really interesting to see if we can build all of these with blowpipes and all of them with the mauls and boluses and shields, because that will give them great flexibility in games of Age of Sigmar as well. And most excitingly, they brought themselves some pets along. As well as 10 skinks, you're also getting 3 companions for them. So we're told the cunning chameleon skinks who protect the downed void ship are cold-blooded in their tenacity, confounding their prey with poison blowpipes and masterful guerrilla tactics. The armor-clad warriors known as Huanchi's Claws call on their enchanted helms to terrify trespassers with mighty roars, while flocks of trained terror wings harry their foes from above. These are just great, and that's a really sizable warband, not to mention that some of them are flying, so 13, I mean that's a... I do wonder if points-wise, we're going to get more than we can actually use on the table from starting a campaign. It's going to be interesting to see how these balance out. So on to the next warband. We're told the latest invaders are a terrifying cult known as the Jade Obelisk. Hailing from the accursed city of Nethrakar, these warriors have struck a doomed pact with an eldritch entity known as the Speaker in the Stone, gaining a great resilience and power at the low, low cost of their bodies slowly turning to stone. Sounds like a Tzeentch kind of deal. So the first image we're seeing is the Obelisk Bearer, and this ticks a rumour engine off of the list. If you check back in my previous videos, I did guess that this might be Tzeentch for Warcry, although I thought it might be some scenery linked to the weird lights that we've seen in the Warcry map. And as you can see, this is a really unique look for Tzeentch. And the obelisk being carried is said to be a chunk of a colossal jade monument that first birthed the bird-like Speaker, which we'll see in a moment. Next we're getting the leader of the crew, the Netherite Priestess. She feeds their self-made altars with bloody sacrifice. So as you can see, they have a really distinctive style with these really heavy metal shoulders and these creepy masks that I love. The paint job's also excellent on them, and I'm a big fan of this chap standing on the hammer. We're told the cult's purpose is to pulverize the monuments and faces of all who oppose them with hammers and war picks, and the surviving edifices of the Eye of Chotek are next on the list. Once they're done with their victims, they cut out their still beating hearts to satisfy the hunger of their demonic idol-arch companions. And the background for these can be seen throughout as they carry hammers, chisels and picks. So they're going to be hammering away at those void ship ruins just like you should be hammering away at that like and subscribe button. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. And here's their little idol-arch companion that's egging them on to do all this. It is absolutely bizarre looking, as is befitting Tzeentch, and does most remind me of Quetzalcoatl from the game Final Fantasy VIII, if any of you are familiar. And I think that was based off of a feathered serpent called Quetzalcoatl from Aztec mythology, or probably butchering the pronunciation of these. So there was kind of a hint that we'd have Seraphon versus Tzeentch in the actual core rulebook as well, because they did note in a subtle passage that the reason the void ship crashed down in the first place may have been down to Tzeentchian sorceries. Now in the lore that was eons ago, so nice to know the good fight is still going on. Continuing on, we get a good look at the new scenery. You'll note that the sort of base models for a couple of these gnarloaks have been seen before, but they are new pieces of scenery with potentially higher platforms there by the looks of it, and these kind of tarps draped across them, suggesting they represent a little bit more of a kind of lived-in settlement than we've seen in the other scenery. We end up with some fancy photographs, no doubt from the book that we included with this box set, and they note these nasty meat trees and horrible hovels will give you plenty of ways to set up your battlefield straight out of the box, and to mix and match with existing gnarlwood terrain to expand your options further. The Warband Tome's Stealth and Stone contains all the lore, special rules, missions, and campaign material you need to play, while they note the core rules are available for free and can be downloaded. Finally, they end by saying we'll have more details on how these warbands play shortly, and I'll be covering anything exciting here.
Right, so thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and yeah, take care. Cheers.